Welcome to the Matt O'Grady Coaching Podcast. This is where Matt shares all his ideas on how to be happier, more successful, and enjoy life to the fullest. Please go to mattogradycoaching.com and thelivinggratitudebook.com to learn more and receive your free micro-coaching session with Matt.
Hello, welcome to the Matt O'Grady Coaching Podcast. Today, we are going to do an Abraham 101, and it is one I'm really excited about. I'm going to keep this cast really short because it's just so on target. So I was reading this quote from Abraham. I'm going to start right in with it, and we're just going to do this work in a few minutes, focused practice on really getting into alignment for our lives, because when we do that, everything goes better. So I'm going to read this quote first. Be easy about it. Don't rush into things. Savor them more. Make more plans and be more deliberate and specific about the plans that you are making. And in all that you do, let your dominant intent be to find that which pleasures you as you imagine it. Let your desire for pleasure, your desire for feeling good, be your guiding light. As you seek those thoughts that feel good, you will always be in vibrational harmony with the energy that is your source. And under those conditions, only good can come to you. And only good can come from you. Excerpted from Philly on 4/4/98, so 19 years ago, our love, Esther, Abraham, and Jerry. So, that quote, I read it and I almost fell off my chair as I was reading it. I really did. Starts off with being easy about it. I feel like each three-word section of this quote has so much depth to it. Every line, every sentence. The whole practice of what Abraham teaches is summed up in this quote that I just read to you. And if you practice it, especially not just for 5 minutes once a day, if you practice this all day long, you will immediately see the benefits. Because it's all about living in the present moment, focused on what you want. And I realized, as I was rereading this to you guys, I realized that when I was a kid, I just naturally lived this way. I was always thinking about what I wanted to do. I was always daydreaming about what excited me and what I was passionate about. I was always focused on what I wanted to do next that was going to be fun and exciting. I used to get yelled at in school for it all the time. Matt, stop daydreaming. Stop staring out the window. You know, I wanted to be outside. I didn't want to be in a hot, stuffy classroom listening to a boring teacher. I wanted to be outside playing in nature in the sun, having fun. And I can remember so many times, elementary school, middle school, high school, getting yelled at, stop daydreaming, stop daydreaming. Well, I was practicing naturally what mattered most to me, what felt the best to me. And of course, over the years and years and years of teachers and coaches and parents and everything else, got knocked out of me. And I had to spend and invest a lot of really good time in bringing things back into alignment. Thank God I did so, because my life is better than it's ever been. And I'm just super happy to be able to share this information with you, because this is it. I'm just going to keep going. Savor them more. How often do you savor what you enjoy most? And even savoring what hasn't happened yet. Being grateful and appreciating what hasn't happened yet. I think that is so good. Make more plans and be more deliberate and specific about the plans that you're making. It's interesting. I've been doing this work for many years, And just in the last couple months, because of the Joe Dispenza work, I think, that keeps inspiring me for so many years in a row now. And of course, I've been reading and listening, rather, to Abraham. Interestingly enough, since 1998, that's when I first got introduced to Abraham. Thanks, Jack. And that my buddy Jack is the first one who introduced me to Abraham on cassette tapes all those years ago. And it's one of those things that I think is really interesting, that we could just practice this naturally. So many of us were just kind of born with this natural desire to be daydreaming and be focused on what we want, and to realize that pleasure matters, that joy matters, feeling good matters. So to continue through this quote, I really like this one. And in all that you do, let your dominant intent be to find that which pleasures you as you imagine it. So whenever we talk about visualization, whenever we talk about being focused on your desires, whenever we talk about, getting into the vortex, I mean, this is it, right? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about having your dominant intent be that which pleasures you the most. So when you're thinking about it, talking about it, reading about it, exploring it, making plans with it, it's an opportunity to get specific. It can be different every time. I mean, that's something that I realized too. I'm starting to take my visualizations to a completely different place, and I do them. I don't sit there and light 17 candles and do 15 mantras and meditate for 2 hours beforehand. I don't do any of that. I just get myself into the vortex, which thankfully these days is a really quick process if I'm not there already. And then I just start daydreaming / visualizing what I want to experience. It doesn't have to be this perfect protocol of like 18 steps in a row of doing it just the way any teacher has ever said. I find more and more that the easier we are about these self-development practices, about these spiritual techniques that we use, and all these different theories, and from hundreds of different teachers from thousands of years ago to the workshop you took most recently, or the book or the tweet you saw most recently. I mean, just be easy about it. Just explore it for yourself and find out what works good for you. It's just amazing how easy this can be. Your desire for feeling good be your only guiding light. So just let your desire for feeling good be your guiding light. I mean, if you do that, what else can you lose? Nothing, right? Everything is now working out great, because as they follow up here, as you seek those thoughts that feel good, you will always be in vibrational harmony with the energy that is your source. So isn't this amazing? I mean, we get brought up in a lot of religions and philosophies that, you need to do good and be good morally, and, what your parents say and what everybody else says to you about your life. You need to do those things, think those things, be those things, and then you will get this reward from God, from heaven, from Allah, from, Yahweh, from whoever our God is, right? From Jesus, etc. But what Abe's saying here is that the alignment, the vibrational harmony with our source, with aka God, is in feeling good and staying focused on what feels good. So it pulls all of that moral stuff away, all of those rules and kind of, you're not good unless you're perfect kind of thing. And it just takes all of that away. What matters is feeling good. Of course, if you're feeling good is hurting someone and you see and you don't care, I mean, obviously, right? Common sense tells you that, there's, it feels good to slap someone in the face. Well, that's not what we're talking about here, right? Let's use some common sense, right? Oh, I like, backing up into people's cars and not telling them that it was me, and that's what makes me feel good. Of course, that's not what we're talking about. I get some kind of ridiculous questions sometimes. Well, what if it feels good for people to, in this crazy world where, these shootings are happening, what, oh, so they're feeling good. No, those people are insane. Okay? Those people are not in their right minds. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about true, honest, real, authentic, feeling good. Not something that feels good from a place of severe, insane pain, right? That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about your life dreams, the vision you have for your life that has just been guiding you for months or years, and you're just so want it. You can taste it. Your desire is so strong for it. Well, visualize, see yourself experiencing it. Find all the different ways that it could happen. Just explore what might feel the best to you. And just play with it. Have fun with it. Be easy about it. And know that you're in the right place when your vibrational harmony is the energy that is connected to your source. And under those conditions, only good can come to you, and only good can come from you. Nothing else needs to be said. Drop the mic right there. Hope you guys are good. Talk to you soon. Thank you for listening. I sincerely appreciate it. MattO'GradyCoaching.com.